As we wrap up Women's History Month, we are shining the spotlight on a true sports hero. Swimmer Amy Van Dyken-Rouen is a six-time Olympic gold medalist, competing in the Sydney Olympics in 2000 and Atlanta back in 1996, where she became the first American female athlete to win 4 gold medals in a single Olympics and was inducted into the International Swimming Hall of Fame. After she retired, Amy's life took a devastating turn in 2014 when she was involved in an ATV accident that left her paralyzed. But through it all, Amy's perseverance and positive attitude towards adversity has truly been remarkable and inspiring, and we are so happy to have Amy here with us. It is always so great to see you. You're always smiling and bubbly and just so great. I love your attitude.
Thank you. Yours too. It's good to be back with you. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute, I know. Okay, so I want to go back to something that maybe a lot of people may not have realized that I just think is so interesting. You were 6 years old when you started swimming, and it's all because to combat asthma?
Asthma, yes.
Asthma.
I'm a severe asthmatic, all 3 types: allergy-induced, exercise-induced, and infection-induced. Like I said, severe. So I was having a hard time breathing, a hard time walking up and down the stairs in my house most days.
Yeah.
So my doctor said that swimming would be great for my asthma, the controlled breathing. We have a hard time getting air out, so it seems like we have a hard time getting it in. So if you're underwater and blowing it all out, then you can take it all in.
Wow.
Little did you know I was allergic to chlorine. So Tram, we're fine. We're fine.
You did well despite that adversity.
Well, thank you.
Okay, I cannot believe, can you believe it's been almost 30 years since your first Olympics in 1996? Oh, we're gonna have you hold a microphone, sorry. You're gonna look like you're singing, but really.
Oh gosh, no.
The microphone's kind of fading out.
Okay.
But almost 30 years.
Isn't that crazy? I was only 3 when I was in my first Olympics. But yeah, it's been a long time since it's been in the United States, and I'm so excited for it to come back to LA 2028, and it's gonna be fun.
Who's your eye on?
Listen, there's a young up-and-comer. She was in the last Olympics. Her name is Tori Husk. She swims the exact same events that I swam.
Yeah.
I think her and Gretchen Walsh, between the 2 of them, if Katie Ledecky does not break my record of the 4 goals in 1 games, then one of those 2 will.
I know, she's a force too.
Yeah.
All right, so you also have been doing TV commentary for NBC News for, the past several Olympics.
Yeah, so I did at Tokyo, and I also did Paris. Yeah. What I do is I do all of the
By
preliminary.
the way, I missed you in Paris. I wish you were there.
Well, listen, we were in Connecticut. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, so it's so much fun. I do all the preliminary heats, which is great because you get to see the athletes, not just the superstars, but the ones that, just learned how to swim 6 months ago in an alligator-infested pool. You know what I mean? And I get to talk about those athletes. And for me, that's so fun.
Backstory.
Yes, and that's what the Olympics is all about.
I know, how they got there and how hard they train. And I think that that's one of the most eye-opening things for me when I did Paris was that, the training involved. And then on top of that, I mean, of course, competing against world-class athletes.
Yeah.
But the travel involved to get there and then to train while you're in that completely different atmosphere and then compete.
Yeah.
That is wild.
It's wild. Also think about the food. The food is very different. They try to make it so that each country is comfortable, but at the end of the day, it doesn't always work. And so these athletes are, running on gummy bears and tater tots, or whatever it is that they end up bringing. Not what they're used to. So it is very, very different. So when you watch these athletes and you're like, why didn't so-and-so go faster? Well, there's a lot that goes into it. Plus, their beds are on boxes. Tram,
It's completely different. I mean, truly so much more respect.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about the accident. What got you through that ATV accident and being paralyzed afterwards?
Honestly, it was my husband. It was my husband. It was my friends. They made sure that I didn't sit on the sofa and feel sorry for myself. We can do that. Yeah. Sometimes we get in those funks, but you have to rely on your group of people that you have around me. Something that I've learned now is community. I've got a great group of women who are wheelies, and we go to brunch. I just got back from a trip to California with one of my friends.
You were sailing, weren't you?
We were sailing.
For the first time since the accident.
Yes, and it was amazing. What they did, it was free for anyone with a disability. There's 2 seats for the people, and we were just having such a blast. But community. That's the thing that got me through, and it's the thing that gets me through today.
That is so wonderful. And you are a big voice when it comes to the disability community.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really hope so, because there's a lot of things that we have to deal with that people don't know. I have a friend who has a truck, and it almost looks like one of those old DeLoreans where the door opens out and then her seat comes out and goes into the stripes. So that's why I'm very passionate about do not park in the stripes. It's also how I get my wheelchair out.
Right.
But I've seen young kids sitting there for 20, 30, 40 minutes waiting for a car to come back so that they can get out of the heat and go home. And it really is sad. So I try to be a voice for those people. And I try to do it in a way where I'm not so much of a jerk, you know?
Yeah.
Which I can
I've
be.
seen your Instagram posts. And you kind of like, nudge a little bit, but
Yes.
in a nice way.
I try.
Yeah, that's important. And I think a lot of people don't realize that.
They don't realize it. And they don't realize things that are accessible. You know, the ADA was done in 1991. There have been very few changes to it, but there have been a lot of changes to the disability community. So I'm also an advocate in getting that redone.
Okay, you're an advocate. You're also a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly.
Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. Yeah, it's just fun because, my childhood wasn't normal. The childhood asthma, then I go and I make the Olympic team. And then when I was at the 96 Olympics, I was told it probably wasn't my Olympics and I should maybe go home after I got 4th in my first race.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what I said. And I said, watch me. And I went on to make history and become the most decorated athlete of those games. Then after that, of course, I go on to do the TV, radio stuff and then end up in a wheelchair. So I love to tell the story about how we all have things in our day. And maybe yours wasn't as bad as getting a broken back, but like we all feel that and we all need to be able to get through it. And how do we get through it? And, we look at taking steps forward, but some days we go backwards. We have to be patient during those times. So that's what I love to tell people about.
We could go on for an hour.
I would love it.
At least.
I would love it.
Amy, I love you in so many ways. I mean, from just adversity to inspiring to motivating to just putting life in perspective.
Thank you. I adore you, Tram. I will be here anytime you need. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, when the Olympics rolls around, Summer Olympics, you got to be on again and again.
I would love that.
In between NBC Network and us.
I would love to be here with you with my karaoke microphone. It would be wonderful, Tram. Thank you so much.
And we'll get Troy involved.
Yes.
It'll be like one big happy family.
Amy, you got to sing a couple bars or something. You got that. Come on, give us a
Happy birthday. No,
Okay, yeah,
no.
that's enough.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Troy. Thanks, Troy.
We have music
stuff.
rules.
You guys
All
are
right.
awesome. Thank you.
All right, good
Love
seeing
you.
you, Amy.
Love you.
All right.